for coming to the first annual State of La Jolla address. My name is Steve Haskins and I'm the president of the La Jolla Town Council. We believe that bringing together various groups and civic organizations in La Jolla at the same time and at the same place provides a great opportunity for all La Jollans to get to know who these groups are, what they do, and whether you want to be involved with one or more of them. We do have quite a few groups in La Jolla. Tonight's event is the first in a series of events like this that will go on throughout this year. Tonight is focused on organizations that deal with land use and governmental matters. The next event, the State of La Jolla, will be for arts and culture. Museums, historical society, and other groups will attend that and all together and give presentations in the same way that you'll see the speakers giving presentations this evening. We'll also have one for clubs and charitable organizations like the Women's Club, Lions, and Kiwanis. And there will also be one for churches and religious organizations later on in the year. So we expect that this will be a coming together of a lot of different groups that do different things, all volunteers, all people who give their time for free for what they believe to be the betterment of our community of La Jolla. Our next speaker has a very interesting background. If you saw the program we handed out, he spent a lot of time in the South Pole. So I've asked him to bring me back a pet penguin next time. He said he would try. Please welcome Tim Lucas, Chairman of La Jolla Shores Association.
All right, first off, I want to thank La Jolla Town Council for this great event. It's a really ingenious, out-of-the-box idea that will benefit our community for each and every forum you hold. We appreciate it. It's weird, not used to mics. Let me know if it's not okay. Also, if I go too fast, don't slow me down. We want to get here at a reasonable time. So anyway, the La Jolla Shores Plan District is larger than many people realized. It stretches from the southern border at Hillside Drive and Spindrift, and it goes at the crest of the hill around past Via Capri and Soledad and cuts over La Jolla Scenic and then comes back down to the coast. Our northern boundary is UCSD. Within that area, we have single-family homes and multi-family homes, a business zone, a very small micro-business district, and a visitor zone that has a few hotels and a lot of condos and townhomes now. About 90% of our area is single-family residences. Let's see. So who we are and what we do. We were originally created as the La Jolla Shores Protective Association in 1966. And that was primarily in response to the unchecked high-rise development that was going on in those days. And eventually the Coastal Commission, I guess in the early 70s, the Coastal Commission was created. They passed a 30-foot height limitation, and then we created a La Jolla Shores Plan District Ordinance. And from that point on, our focus expanded to promote projects that are beneficial to our community, as well as provide a general representation of our community to the city and other organizations. We're a board made up of 16 residents, business owners, landowners, and as several of the speakers have said, we are all volunteers. We don't get paid for this, and we spend a lot of time doing it, but we love our community. We appoint 4 representatives to the La Jolla Shores Permit Review Committee and 2 representatives to the La Jolla Traffic and Transportation Committee. We've been the voice of our parks in the area for many years, but this past year, we became the officially recognized rec council for the 4 parks in our area. And those parks are Kellogg Park, Laureate Park, Allen Field, and Clifford's Park. So this past year, We provided a forum for many issues of importance for our community. The biggest item going on, oh, I'm sorry, the slideshow, just keep running them through like 15-second intervals or less. They're kind of random. It's not PowerPoint. It's just keeping people awake. Okay. All right. So one of the biggest issues is the storm drain replacement that we have going on in our area, and it's turned storm and sewer in the lateral streets. It's really impacted our community. There's been some major heavy cranes, heavy lifting, big culverts. Eventually, there you go. There's some pictures of the flooding that used to occur basically every rain event, and hit the street and then wash down the street. That was a manhole cover that popped up, and that's right leading down to the boat launch area. We've been the primary point of contact for this project. We spent 2 years in mitigation meetings with the city trying to get this plan so it would come off smoothly. Things never come off smoothly in construction, and with a project of this magnitude. So it's been a real battle. A lot of our residents and businesses have been impacted and are still being impacted, but we're trying to work through it. The next big item that we've tackled has been the renewal of the kayak contracts. And every 3 years, the city comes up with a new request for proposal, they call it, that has stipulations and rules that kayak vendors, kayak concessionaires are supposed to follow. And this is only for the commercial kayak vendors. That obviously the people that own their own kayaks aren't being regulated. But there's a lot of traffic and issues with these trucks going back and forth between the boat launch area and the stores, throngs of people moving down the streets for their kayak tour. And we've worked very closely with the lifeguards on this project, and the resulting kayak RFP contract that has just been published, and I have a copy on my website, is tremendous. I think it will help mitigate a lot of the issues we're facing, but it won't solve all of them. We have a very, very small area, and a lot of people want to use our beaches. In fact, we have one of the most heavily used beaches in the area. Okay, Joe briefly mentioned the cell tower proposal at Cliffordge Park. We reviewed that one also. We had many concerned parents at our meeting, and had a meeting that ran about 3 hours, listening to each and every one of them talk about their concerns for their children. And the board decided that we didn't think it was appropriate for the park because our charter for the city of San Diego and our La Jolla Shores PDO specifies that parks are supposed to be for non-commercial recreational uses. So that was a controversial issue. Let's see, let me just hit these highlights. I'm running on too much. We provided feedback to the Friends of La Jolla Shores for the North Comfort Station upgrade, and that was an important needed facility to the community. The bathrooms there had been old. They'd been there since the mid-60s, I believe, and they were just out of date. They did not serve the community well. We had a grant, a generous donation from a family of a La Jollan, a person that loved La Jolla that passed away, and the Friends of La Jolla Shores took that money and came up with a design, and you'd be surprised at how much goes into designing a bathroom that works for everybody. There are a lot of safety issues and handicap issues and other issues to address. So it was a very successful project, and we supported them in that. Just we're looking at, there's the map, and let's see, and I'll touch on that in a minute. The other issue, I think we just showed the lifeguard towers, but they had an issue with glare on their windows that were giving them a double vision at low sun levels. And so they were seeing multiple people that weren't there. The city came to us, the engineers came to us right before summer and said, we can fix this. We were concerned it was going to be right at the peak summer period. We were concerned the lifeguards would not have the facilities they need to provide safety to the community. And lifeguards came back. The city did provide all the equipment and resources that the lifeguards needed, and they got the window in a month before the July 4th weekend. It was an amazing feat by the city and all involved. All right, the last thing is we've been advocating for several years for park ranger at Kellogg Park. We have large crowds in our park. It's one of the heaviest areas of use, and we have many issues, safety issues there. Sherry Leitner heard our pleas, and apparently there's been a ranger that's been hired that will go between the children's pool and the Cove and Kellogg Park. This will be a big benefit. We're still working on issues in Kellogg Park. There's still open alcohol use, drug use, seagulls scattering trash after a busy day at the beach, and we've held several meetings on this, and our goal is to provide awareness to the city so that they can allocate resources and have the next summer coming up be a very smooth one. The map, which is what we're looking at now. This is an important educational tool and resource. The Friends of La Jolla Shores raised the money for this. We've been helping and supporting them through the years on this. This was when it was first opened. It instantly became a very important educational tool for the community. Schools would bring classes there. The divers would use it to plan out their routes. And visitors to the park who didn't understand there was a marine protected area in front of us would come and just be fascinated and learn a whole lot about our marine life and our ecosystem. Sadly, the map ran into some problems and has been closed to the public, and we are now working and supporting the Friends of La Jolla Shores in whatever way we can to get this important resource back, restored, and open to the public. So, the biggest goal for La Jolla Shores in the coming year, as I see it, is really to provide a community forum for these issues of importance, provide input to the city on these issues, and really we need to get more people in our community involved in our community. And that goes for all communities. There are a lot of these community groups. We're all volunteers, and we all need help. We all need new people to come on board. So I welcome each and every one of you to get involved in your local areas.